Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. My name is Annalisa and in today's video I'm going to be talking about how I am surviving college. You know, I haven't cried this semester yet, over schoolwork at least, and I'm doing pretty well, so I decided that maybe some of you who are in college or preparing yourselves to go to college might like to see how I plan projects, take notes, and the things that I use to help me study. So if you're interested in seeing how I am surviving college, just keep on watching. Okay, so to start, one of my favorite professors, he's my Comp 1 professor. I personally hate writing essays. I don't like writing in general or grammar, but he's a really smart dude and I really enjoy his class. And one of the first things he told us at the beginning of the semester was to show up to class, do the work, and pretend you care. And I think that's really good advice because for anything that you're doing, at least in college, and probably for the rest of your life, you have to do the work to get there. And if you're acting like you don't care, you're probably not going to succeed as much as you could if people around you thought that you did care. So, I don't know, I think that was just encouraging to hear, and I try to keep it in my mind as I'm going through all my classes, because, sometimes it's hard to pretend that you care. Like, for example, this is not good advice, by the way, but I did not want to have my Zoom video on in my accounting class because I just was not feeling it. I was not having a good day. My room was messy in the background, and in the midst of the professor telling me that I needed to turn on the camera at least tomorrow and stuff, I left. I literally left the Zoom meeting while he was talking to me directly. And I emailed him and I was like, sorry, I shouldn't have done that, but you were getting on my nerves. So that should have been a case where I pretended to care and been like, yeah, I will absolutely 100% turn on my camera, So just taking it day by day. But for homework and projects, how I personally have found that it's really good for me to stay on top of things is to have a planner completely designated to homework. It's not a weekly planner, it's just a monthly planner. So this was the month of September, and as you can see, I'll do this. All of my classes have a specific color. So red is my career and life planning class, orange is my accounting class, yellow is my pre-calculus class, pink is my composition class, dark pink purple is my piano class, and then blue is Nick's stuff, because sometimes I try to help him stay on top of things. Like I said, he's super busy, so sometimes I'll just write down when there are certain homework things due for him too, because I could be over there while he is doing homework, so just trying to make sure that he stays on top of it too. But when I don't write anywhere, I don't write the day that it's due. I always put it the day before it's due because that's my goal on getting it done. I don't want to feel pressure. And it's also nice because if I were to have a question about a certain assignment, well, good thing I put it down on my calendar to get done the day before. That way, if I do have a question, I can email my professor or someone in the class and try to get answers over it. And I love color coordinating things. So this semester I kind of did more warm colors plus Nick's cool color, and next semester I think I'm going to do like cool colors, greens, blues, and then Nick will be a warm color, just so I know that it's not my work but something that I want to remind him of. And I think this is such a good idea, and it's not super stressful. November has actually been pretty easy. I haven't written down everything because I just haven't, which is my bad. I need to start writing things down more, but I've been getting things done pretty quickly. But the thing that I like about this is it's not one of those planners that has monthly and then weekly, because I feel like I just never have enough to fill up an entire one. I got this off of Amazon. I don't see the brand, but if I can find it, I'll link it in the description. If I can figure out how to link things, maybe. I have no idea. But yeah, so just a simple planner, homework only. I don't write anything else in this planner. And for note-taking, I have a few different things that I do. So I have an iPad Pro, which is definitely not necessary for sure. You can easily get by without having one. But this does help me save paper when it comes to printing off notes. For example, like in my pre-calc class, she sends over the lectures that she writes. And I'm not going to show too many because she does write them personally. So I don't even know, I don't want to like give away all of the information and how she chooses to teach. But usually people will print them off. But I can just use, I use GoodNotes. I really like GoodNotes. And I'll download it to here. And I have my pre-calc stuff and my cute little notes. Sometimes I get bored during class, and pre-calc I've found is pretty easy for me to understand, so sometimes I'm ahead. But I will just use my iPad to take these notes. Super easy, super simple, and like I said, I use GoodNotes, and you can totally, completely design your own thing. Like here's my main screen. So this semester, once again, I did like a warm tones, and this is actually the first day I used it for music. We have a little steps for analysis, analyzing chords and stuff. But yeah, I have my pre-calc, my accounting one, my comp one. I had an outline for one of Nick's projects that I helped him do. And then Bible notes and sermon notes, which I have found are so satisfying. To do. I love doing it on my iPad. But yeah, it's really nice. GoodNotes, it works really well, and it helps save paper. But then I'm going to show you like these next things are like saving paper. I should say paper, but I love handwriting. I love working on my handwriting. I like doing things too. So for what I can't do on my iPad, I'll do on paper. And one thing I saw on TikTok, which I had never thought of before, was like making your notes look really pretty. So I actually started doing that, I think last week when I was babysitting for my nanny family on Saturday. I decided, hey, I might as well try to make them look cute. So I've only gotten like 2.5 pages done of accounting 1, because in accounting 1 he does slideshows, so I try to do like 1 or 2 pages per slideshow, and this is the cover page for chapter 1. It just says school notes for accounting 1, chapter 1, accounting and business. Pretty self-explanatory. If you want to see a tutorial on how I like do all of this stuff, just let me know, and I will definitely give you one. For like the colors, I use Super Tips, which I need to get a new pack because I have a lot missing. But if you know what I'm talking about, like those really aesthetic note takers, this is typically what I see them use because they are super great and you can achieve what you want. And I forgot to tell you, for my planner, I use tool pens in the bold line. I got these off of Amazon. I can also link them down below. They have great colors. I have noticed that sometimes when you're writing in a notebook, this black one doesn't work very well. But maybe that's just how I used it. But for anything that's black like this, I use the tool 0.7, I believe. I don't have one up here with me. Yeah, this is bold. I use the more fine one, and I really, really like those. So yeah, that's what I use for note-taking, planner, that type of thing. And when it comes to homework, I have an individual notebook or multiple. Like for example, this is my pre-calc homework / test prep, and it's my second one of the semester already. But how I do homework is, here's homework 9, and it's assigned this color, and I go in rainbow order. The highlighter that I used is these Mild Liner by Zebra. I really like them because it has like this fine tip, and then it has like a chisel tip for highlighting. And if a solution is really long and like this big, I just put boxes around it to signify that that's my answer. But how I organize my homework is, like I said, so this specific color is for homework 9. And I'll write out the question in black ink, and my work is in pencil and then highlighted. And that way I know where my answer is, where I get my work. Like homework 10 is a lighter orange. Oh yeah, here's an example of if the answer is like super big, I just box it out. And then when it comes to test prep, I have found something that is super helpful for me is to redo the homework. That's one of the easiest ways to study. And how I do my test is completely different. I don't use 3 mediums. I don't use a pen, a highlighter, and a pencil. I take it I study how I would end up taking it, which is all pencil. So then I box in my answers differently. I redid homework 1 through, I want to say it was like homework 18 or 19 that was on this unit. And once I finished it, I did it again. So yeah, so it took a lot of pages. I don't write on the back, which is so weird because I was like, oh, save the paper. But I've noticed that if you write on the back of things, then it's putting the pressure of the pencil markings before onto the back of the paper, and sometimes it can get just a little messy in my opinion. So personally, I don't enjoy doing front to back, and I just probably will not, even though it does take up more paper. That's how it is. Ooh, this is one of my favorite colors of the mild liner. It's the really pretty purple. And since this is the start of a new unit, we're on unit 2, I just used a little indicator to show where I'm at. And yeah, so that is how I do the homework. I do the homework the same for accounting. It has its own notebook. And, you know, for test prep though, he does send us like a review sheet, which is nice that we can use as well, but I still make sure that I can do the homework properly. And for my pencil, the pen that I was using is Medium by Tool, and it's the black pencil the black pen that I use to write out homework or the outlining and stuff like that for these. Crossing out on my planner, that's the black pen I use. This is also a really nice pen. It is the Pilot Dr. Grip Gel, and I use the Pilot Dr. Grip pencils as well. The mechanical pencils and 0.5 lead. And the lead refills that I use are, I don't really know the difference between them all, but the ones that I picked up this time were polymer leads. And it came in a big pack, so that's what I use to fill up my lead. I have 1 pencil for my backpack and 1 pencil for my desk downstairs. I think my backpack pencil is probably in my room because I was doing some homework before. But here is my accounting notebook. If you want to see, I do it the same, you know, just super simple, but I like to see when one homework stops, and, you know, it's also satisfying to look at. So I like to do that. And my last tip, besides, well, yeah, just my last tip in general, my dad actually told me this one, is every semester to take a class that you're interested in. Like this semester I took 16 hours, but piano was a class that I was really interested in taking. It excites me to learn how to play the piano. Well, read music, I had taught myself chords and stuff, but it is a class that doesn't stress me out really, because I enjoy sitting down and playing the piano. And next semester I'm taking piano too, as well as apparel construction, like I talked about in my last video. If you haven't watched it, I'll link it below. But those are 2 classes that I'm super, super excited about taking. And yes, they involve work. I'm taking 18 hours next semester. They involve you to do work, and you still have to show up and do the homework to the best of your ability, but they might be more fun than, let's say, the business calc I'm taking and Comp 2. You know, in my opinion, those are just classes that I'm more excited for. So I always think it's a good idea to take an interest class, as I would call it, just to make you excited about doing some work. Maybe that's not how you would feel. Maybe you'd feel like, oh, that's just more coursework, I'd rather not. But for me personally, it makes going through the motions a lot easier. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you made it to the end, I hope you give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. I hope there were some useful tips in there, or maybe you found a way that you would like to start taking notes, or mediums you'd like to use. I love pens, markers, pens, I love it all. So I will definitely be using different ones too, but those are just the ones that I'm using right now. It's a healthy obsession. But yeah, if you have any ideas of what you'd like to see from me in the future. Maybe you would like to see like an up close how I take these notes and how I shade and all that stuff. Or maybe you'd like to see how I did this makeup today that I'm wearing. Feel free to leave a comment, and yeah, I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you in my next video.